What up, chat? How we doing? What up, Vish, Rev, Logan, Wandering, Slightly Toasted? What up, Gael? Excuse me, brother? All right, let me do something real quick. All right. I get wanting to rhyme. Agreed. You got 75% off on Lucid? Damn, I got 50. It was good, Toasted. I only took one trade during New York. I skipped a lot of the open. I caught a little bit of a gold long throughout this midday rally. I only caught like 11 points or something. It was like a little 2.2R, something like that. So I took a little hit and run and called it a day. How was your day? You got a $40 pro account? Damn. Yeah, I got 50% off with Lucid. So I got like the $70 flex account, whatever it is. Yeah, and the main reason I did it was just because of what the indices looked like. The indices obviously got pretty strong strength. The main two names we watched yesterday, obviously gold's a little bit lower today, but it gave a lot of stronger opportunities in the like today's session versus last night, where ES ended up being a true powerhouse throughout the session. ES is by far, I believe, the strongest index right now. Let me check the daily. Because I didn't do a whole lot of due diligence on the markets before jumping on stream. NQ's stagnant, which is crazy because I saw the semiconductors went parabolic today. So something obviously held this down a decent amount. I don't know what it would have been. Yeah, NASDAQ looks like it should have been up better today. Interesting. Your QQQ calls at 200% wiped out in 1 minute candle. What candle might that be? Probably, if I would guess, this candle right here, right after the open. And then they slow grinded back up the rest of the day. If so, brutal. Absolutely brutal. SpaceX gets added in NASDAQ tomorrow, so maybe that's why that would impact him more tomorrow. Probably not as much today. They lost 1,200 New York AM 3 trades. Yeah, that morning session will get you. It's also part of the reason why I'm just not, in early New York, I'm not, it hasn't interested me lately. When it gets my interest again, I'm down to trade it. But I haven't traded probably the first hour of New York in a month, maybe, somewhere around there. Yeah, Samir, it's just broader range. And that's where it can get a little irritating for some people. Because like ES didn't even range, but it's more of the very slow, methodical move up. Where you get these nicer moves. Let's say maybe you trail a stop. Maybe you have a tighter entry somewhere. And then you get these bigger 5-minute reversal candles that go 8.5 points the other direction. Now, mind you, you go back a week and a half, 8 points on ES is nothing, but VIX is now back in the 15s. 8.5 points on ES is a decent move. You almost got pulled over trying to get in on a trade at the open. Didn't see the cop behind me at the sign. Shout out the wrong way driver that took the attention away from me. Guy, you shouldn't be trading while driving unless you're in a Tesla. What's the dollar doing? Dollar shouldn't have moved much. Dollar got crushed today. Daily chart on it. Pretty damn weak daily dollar. Pretty damn weak. I mean, that's good if we want continuation today. But when does the continuation come is the question. Gold's in a pretty beefy hourly consolidation. ES is still holding strength. NQ kind of just looks like shit, to be honest. But it has a pretty big support down here around like 29.9s, I would say. Let's draw that out real quick. Yeah. That area right there is going to be the huge NQ support. We continue to hold that. We could easily see upside. Especially now with ES fighting the open. If ES is able to get above the open, we can look for that NQ continuation. And if the general market does give more of a push higher, big if, you can look for NQ to play a little bit of game of catch up. A little bit of momentum aspect. Not saying it has to happen, but I wouldn't be opposed to it. RTY trying the hourly higher low. So YMES leading the way. RTY kind of in the middle ground. And NQ relative weakness. Do you full port CPI ever? No. I think the people who do the full port leverage, even just to pass an eval during a news event, are dumb. And I know there's people in here that have done that and that probably still do it. It's dumb. It's not trading, you're gambling. It is what it is. I was short GC from the 9 a.m. 5-minute bar to the 10:30 bar. Do you see the short setup I was looking at? GC, 9 a.m. Eastern, right? $9 a.m. Eastern. So you're looking at the lower high rejection off of like 160s on GC. It ended up trading out. I don't know if you got stopped here or not. But yeah, if that's what you took, 30 minutes after the open. Okay. So central, 10. Yeah, I mean, I see that you were looking at the relative weakness, especially gold throughout the overnight was getting that slow trend lower. Hourly, give any expectations on that? Hourly, only thing is it retested this little support here, which obviously held. It's all hindsight now looking at this chart, right? It's easy to look at something saying, oh, this could be why you got stopped out. That could be. In the moment, I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. Because you had a weaker 15-minute here. Closed week. Opened this candle. You ended up shorting around that candle. Got a little bit of a continuation. Looks like hell to hold through, though. Looks like absolute hell to hold through. And this looks even worse on the 2-minute, brother. I hope you came out green, but either way, I'm going to assume either slight green, maybe break even, depending on your entry. I could even see a loss there off that initial 2-minute candle right here that shot up. That just looks like a roller coaster. Blew an account on CPI and FOMC. It ain't worth it. The strategies are not worth it at all. I mean, if you want to just yeet an account, find a good setup and yeet an account there, right? If you're going to degen in a smart way, not a dumb way. Especially when you get the high volatility from a news event, the chances of you slipping orders going to be pretty high. So I don't agree with doing it, but to each their own. Yeah, Samir, when the indices have this kind of big of a divergence, it's more so just range across the board on the higher time frames. And that's pretty much what we're seeing. We're seeing the rotations between the sectors, which nothing wrong with it, right? Getting a little out of tech, more into industrials for the most part. Small caps are holding their own for now, and then obviously the S&P's holding as well. has a strong, like if this daily wants to break today's highs, we have room to 650s. Like I'm not opposed to a slow grinder overnight. At the moment, I definitely lean upside to neutral, similar to yesterday. If we get back below last week's highs here, under 594s on ES, under 890s on NQ, then I may start to lean a little more session bearish. But at the moment, a little more up than down for me. Especially because it looks like you can run some tighter stops here. 3.25 point stop to last week's highs, 4.5 to the low. It's not good though, because that means volatility is pretty damn low. I'm long from nines. Andrew, nines what? Sorry, I went through a lot of names. Why am I low-key hesitating on MGC shorts? I mean, because you're at more of like a neutral area. Right? We're just retesting this prior 4-hour now resistance. Came up, smacked it from last night. Holding it thus far. Can we reject it? Yeah. But can we hold it overnight and try to go back up towards last night's targets, like 210s? Yeah. So for me, it's more of like a neutral outlook. Daily gapped up, consolidated, indecision bar for the most part. I wouldn't say gold is like last night where I'm like, I desperately want to trade this. Would I be open to longing gold? Yeah, because I think there'd be decent upside. Even if you took this hourly, you took something here, let's just throw it there. Took a long up to 200s, 25 points. It's a hell of a move on gold. Now, mind you, I'm not over eager to just yeet this thing. But daily indecision bar, 4 hours at more of a neutral point where it can be bullish, can be bearish. Is this going to be the higher low or is this going to be the lower high type thing? Hourly, not much to say there. It's been consolidating for 5 hours straight. What do you do with that? I guess just watch the open. Watch the open in 180s. If we get over 180s, I'd be interested in longing gold. I know the next question was about my thoughts on gold. Over 180s, I'd be okay longing gold. Holds below the open, I can see the thesis for shorting. I just don't think this is going to be my A+ setup right now on gold. So I'm probably going to move this back to NQ for now. If gold changes a little bit throughout the session, I'll flip it back to gold if y'all want gold. How do you trade this divergence between ES and NQ daily? Usually they follow each other. These days, most do their own thing. Samir, very, very easily. I'm not saying the trading's easy, but relative strength and weakness. If you want to short, look at the indices, find what's weaker, right? And that's the greatest thing. We have a basket of 4 names. Fair to say, NQ's weaker. Fair to say, YMES stronger. If I want longs, probably going to lean towards the ES. If I want shorts, probably going to lean towards the NASDAQ. Am I open to longing NQ if structure maintains somewhat of bullish precedence? Yeah. Is it going to be like my textbook favorite? No. But the risk reward would probably be there since it's been dragged down so much and it's more of like a neutral area right now. But no, if for shorts, I'd be leaning more so towards NQ. I wouldn't hate shorting ES if the dollar's strong, NQ's weak, and we see some broader rejections. But NQ is definitely weaker. Like if someone told me right now, I'm short NQ, cool. It's well below the open, trying to set a lower high. It's in this little consolidation between 890 and 920s, trying to figure out where it wants to go. Whole market's trying to figure out where it wants to go. So for now, it's another day of patience thus far. Also, chat, can you believe Jake faded the entire chat? Took the underdog in the match last night and won. Wiped the floor. Everybody against him. He even put money on it and won. He doubled down and said, you know what? fuck it. We're winning this. And because of it, you guys got yourself out of giveaways. That's right. Unfortunately, I'm not even allowed to do a giveaway today because you guys made a bad bet. How is England the underdog? Weren't they plus 200? Or am I wrong? Do I get one? Maybe from them, TCM. I physically am not allowed to give one away tonight because you guys dug your own grave and you made a bet with Jake. I can prove it. Prove it to them, brother. By the way, did you guys double down this morning on Jake's stream? Because I missed part of Jake's stream. But was his Instagram story correct? You guys doubled down on the USA game? And that man is rooting for Belgium? Or was that just a troll Instagram story? Because if so, I need to know the details. He's for real. So Jake took Belgium. You guys made a deal with Jake that if US wins, you get double giveaways. And if Belgium wins, there's no more for the rest of the week. You guys are telling me you made that deal? Ronaldo is washed. Jesus. Hey, Abos, I'm just saying, I'm Team USA, baby. All day. All day. I can't not vote for the red, white, and blue no matter who they play, no matter how they're doing. I got to back the red, white, and blue. Jake, you know, he's in London, so he's supporting the crowd out there. Me, no. I did not vote. I trades. Unfortunately, the majority of chat speaks for itself. There was a vote from what I would know. Put 1K on USA. I'm not going to do that. Jake might. No, Jake might put it on Belgium, but I'm not. But yeah, according to Jake's story, if Belgium wins, you guys lost all giveaways this week. And that is... that, like, I should technically be on Jake's team, but that is a terrible bet. A week? I would have done it for a day. Whoever, I would go back in chat. Whoever made those terms, I would have beef with them wholeheartedly if Belgium wins. Logan, I'm going to. You already won one? People who want accounts are like, good. Fuck them. All right, chat, there's your poll. It's what you get as a poll. I can tell you, I will be watching the USA game tonight. Hopefully it's a good game. I watched a little bit of the one last night, and you guys will be shocked. That was the first, besides me getting my haircut, that was the first game I actually watched a decent part of. How dare you call them waffles? Nah, Belgium waffles. That's what they are. Real ones don't need a giveaway. True that. I think the previous winner's playing the long game against us. I mean, good on them, you know? Chat, how you guys feeling tonight? I already have a poll up, so I'm not going to run another one. But bullish, bearish. How we leaning? More so Ruth from Ozarks. I can see that thesis. NQ breaking back below that prior 4-hour low. Not a good look. Breaking below last week's highs on ES. Not a good look. So we got somewhat of a support around this general area here. And then obviously we're going to have a lower time frame resistance up around there. So that's kind of what we're in right now. If anyone did take NQ shorts, not doing too shabby. Up about a quick 20. Not doing too shabby. Bearish now that we lost that support. Agreed. We can still hold. The thing is, I would love a trend, whether it's bullish or bearish. But if ES doesn't break 590s, it might be let's see what Asia Open kind of does. You know, one of those days. What's gold doing? Oil with a little pump. Dude, oil is just lacking any volume. You guys remember when we first started stream and we used to be able to jump in oil within 10 minutes? We'd have realistic candles, see a 2-point rip, call it a day, GG's. Now this is what oil's giving us on the hourly. Disappointing. Just disappointing. If gold shorts do play out, could see like the 167, 170 area. Well, fuck, that's 4 points. That ain't gonna do much. It's crazy how consolidated gold is. Dollar shouldn't open until around 8, so we don't need to look at that. You need ES back at 75.70 so you can long. I mean, I can get behind that. 75.70, so probably retesting these wicks. I can get behind that. I wouldn't be opposed to that playing out. At that point, though, NQ would likely get slaughtered a little bit because NQ has some room if it wants to go. Market's just been in no man's land lately. What up, TradeWap? How you doing? All right, so far. All right, chat. So I don't watch soccer much at all. Who is actually like the better team, USA or Belgium? Like, if you had to look at that game and say no shot, like this team should easily win, who would it be? Obviously, anything can happen, right? It's like saying you bullish or bearish on this market. Anything can kind of happen. I have no clue, bet. Perfect. But USA, damn right. Short NQ. Raph, I don't hate it. If I'm going to short any index, it'll probably be NQ. What up, Dev? It's even. Makes sense. What up, Eldred? Where'd you get in at, Eldred? I mean, for your guys' kickball, I love kickball. Also, Maverick, I'm still working on, I'm trying to figure out if someone messed up the spreadsheet for that code. But I'll get you. Don't worry. W kickball. You got to go and do a penalty shootout. Interesting. So you think it's just going to be a boring game till the end of the game? If so, I might not watch it. If you think it's going to be that boring. Let's go, stock market, baby. Proud of you. USA 2-1. I mean, you guys, for those of you that like the giveaways, y'all better hope. Y'all better hope that USA wins. Because if they don't, it's GG's this entire fucking week. I appreciate you being here. Projection to open at 3:40 PST. So, 6:40. Right there. Beautiful. You got an NQ. Beautiful entry. Chocolates 5, USA 1. All right, Vish, I think you might be a little delusional. I see USA winning and Trump taking credit for it. You know, sometimes it'd be like that. Maybe not boring, but I think full-time will end in a tie. Go to Pens. I mean, I'm here for it. So is the bet with Jake literally to the end of the week, though? I just need to know from my aspect what I need to expect on stream because I missed that whole part. What up, Colt? If they lose, probably the fake news media. What up, Rag Guy? No giveaways. Chat, you guys, I'm just saying, whoever negotiated that deal on your behalf needs questioned. Do you ever do an eval with trailing drawdown? No. I haven't done one of those in a minute. Since I traded like old Apex, I haven't done trailing drawdown because I haven't used TPT. Yeah, with intraday, no. End of day, yeah. All my evals are end of day. So that means chat took the deal on this game to get what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 extra giveaway accounts by giving up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 20. Right, Dev. I'm just saying, like, whoever made the risk to reward on that isn't. Yeah, right, guy. He's doubling it if USA wins. So you guys tomorrow. So you guys will get 5 extra accounts. But if you get none the rest of the week, that is just shy of 20 accounts that you're not getting. So, I mean, I bought an Apex 250K legacy account and I'm doing pretty well. Actually, trying not to get ahead of myself. Hell yeah, Colt. Just keep taking it easy, brother. What up, CJ? The problem was making the bet during Sunday night. No, Vish, that was the first bet. So that's why we're doing no giveaways today, because of the first bet Sunday. Jake made another bet on stream today. I already won, so I don't care either way. Right, guys, there's a lot of people in that basket. I believe the activation for the 250 right now is discounted heavily. The YM doing well. It is intercession, though. It's struggling a little bit. I'm watching how ES reacts to last week's highs and NQ reacts to this 890s area. I know I'm yapping, but I'm still keeping an eye on charts. Yeah, Cole, definitely with trailing, you either want to try to take profits. Trailing drawdown for me isn't going for big hits, essentially, unless you're trying to pass in like 1 day, because I know those accounts are cheap right now, or 2 days. But if you do, you kind of want to trail that drawdown pretty quick, and you just don't really give it a whole lot of room to the downside, because all it takes is one really green trade to go slightly green and you're cooked. And I've blown Apex accounts in the past that were still green, and it was one of the most irritating things in the world. Like you're doing well on the account. The account's still green, but because you had 2 trades pull back after being in profits, the account's gone. TZM, that's what I'm watching as well. If we start getting buying pressure around last week's highs on ES, could look for somewhat of a long. Obviously, NQ has the most amount of room, but if we're trading more so the range, could, but I need a little bit of conviction. Because that prior 15 is pretty ugly. NQ's not bad, did fail to go lower. I wish the dollar was open so far, but it's not. But no, if we get above 94s, I'd be interested in it. Worst case to the top of the range. I'm not taking this. I'm just drawing it. Let's say you get in there, throw. The thing too for me is the stop loss. Like this looks like a decently wide stop loss on this setup. That is 3 points for 7-point profit. Is that a crazy trade? No. But risk to reward, if that's what the market's going to give us. That's why I never use Apex. Like, fuck that greed TP. I mean, they don't have it anymore. They have an option. You can do trailing drawdown if you want to pass in one day. But the one thing, the reason I stopped using Apex for the most part is their $1,000 daily drawdown. I didn't like that because I traded those accounts more aggressively when I traded them. Being cautious is definitely more of a scalping thing, but I'm taking straight minis, no micros on this account. Makes no sense. Agreed, Cole. Agreed. There's no reason to take micros on a 250K. Because what do you have to make to pass it? Like 15,000? Because I know the 150 is 9K, I think. So it's got to be over 10. I believe their old accounts were like 15. 15K, yeah. So you have to trade that. You have to trade that more so Jake style. You're risking 1-2K minimum to try to make 3 to 7 somewhere in there. 6,500 drawdown. Yeah, so I'd probably risk like $1,000 per trade if that was me. Slamming order for 100 micros would be exhilarating until you realize the slippage on the contracts and also the fees you would be paying versus just 10 minis. At that point, I'd be slamming 10 minis. So we got 50 votes, 84% for Team USA, 16% for Belgium. Gold getting a little low volume love. Oil looks horrible, dude. I can't wait for the day we can trade oil again. That name has been on my no trade list for a minute now. Might see a break low day here on ES. My problem is I have a big support at 890s. So like if I took a trade, what? I'm going to look for 2.5 points. If you're taking 1-to-1s, sure. Now, mind you, stops on this. Let's say you bought the trigger or sold the trigger. 2 points, 2.5 points. So 1-to-1. I would have to size pretty damn aggressive if I'm trading a 1-to-1 for 2.5 points. Damn right, Logan. Damn right. Chat, how'd you guys trade today? They're in New York. I saw a few you earlier wasn't the easiest trading. Would be nice to see USA win though. Love seeing the underdogs win. Agreed. Is USA underdogs? Like shit. Love to hear that, Cole. Let's see. You know what we need on this stream? Come football season, we need a FanDuel sponsor. You know how sick that'd be? Now, mind you, yes, that would quite literally be promoting gambling. But, you know, if we're going to bet, might as well get one. USA is not the underdog. We love sports betting. We do. What up, Pete? How you doing? We actually don't suck for once. Vish, USA is not the underdog at the moment, according to the betting lines. I just checked. They're minus 125. So if you think Belgium's a better team, then that's a hell of a bet. Gold rejecting the open, gapping down. We need Asia open so we can get some volume. What are you smoking? Blew an account. I was pissed. I can see that. Lost 1,700 today. Not bad. You blew a funded. Damn. I haven't seen anybody say they traded well today. So today must have just been one of those days. Tokyo session plus USA game starts 8 p.m. Feels like we eat some longs. Yeah. Oh, I mean, not to eating longs. If we see longs, I'm interested. But no, I definitely anticipate. The funniest part is watching the stream numbers as we get closer to the games. Viewers will start to trickle out because everyone's going to watch the games, which, mad respect. You sat out because you couldn't find your work phone. Ended up being at the bar since the last USA game. Brother, how long's your work phone been gone? Up 700, meeting my consistency. Beautiful. Caught the view up, bounce on NQ. Called it a day. Lovely. Just had the one trade on that gold that took 90 freaking minutes to stop me out. Jonah, isn't that just the worst, dude? Just the absolute worst. When you're in profits and then all of a sudden it takes, especially during New York, when it takes 2 hours. Took about 40 point today on the long. Nice. That's the thing too. You're not going to see as many 200 plus point NQ opportunities at the moment because VIX is back under 16. VIX is low right now. This thing got smoked. Same with the dollar. But we're already back at lows from early June. And if we go back to early June, I anticipate it was up when we were up near all-time highs. Yeah. We're back when VIX was up near all-time highs on the indices. So we're getting a lot less volatility overall. So bearish sentiment at the moment is dissipating a little bit, at least on the shorter term SPX. ZP's beefing in chat. Up 2K on the options account, but 15K in profits to 2K is making me sick to my stomach. 15K. Oh, did you have a big drawdown, Andrew? Might be in trouble. I just bet on USA. Maybe not, you know? Yeah. Praga, I do that on all my charts. All you have to do is, oh, you guys actually can't see it. Let's see. Okay. Can you guys still hear me? Yeah. And then P&L is obviously not a factor right now. So I'll go to this screen real quick. You see this little grid up here on the top right? Click this and go to date range. So if you click that off, obviously they move solo. If you turn it on, all of your charts on that screen will move the exact same. I do that so that way I can look at the divergences across the board. If we lose, I'm going to be so pissed. Everybody's going to be, dude. Everybody. Yeah, dude, there's so much stuff you can do with TradingView. Most people don't even know you can have your crosshairs go across multiple charts. But that little grid I just showed you, you click down, all the stuff on the bottom is so useful. Like symbol for me on this chart if I switch the symbol, all 4 move together. So I can look at all my different time frames. What up, Dougie? Still in, and my TP is 780 with a trailing stop. You're still in a long? Wait, 7. Oh, your TP is 780. Okay, I read that as your trailing stop was 780. That's why I'm like, wait a minute. I got you. I feel like, dude, if I was in a short, I would just be bored. Gold's moved 4 points. $19 more minutes of trading for you. You hopping out for the game? Your super board got out, dude. I mean, that's how I just feel like it's going to be. I will be watching the game while on stream, but obviously I can't show the game while on stream. So that part's going to suck. Keep looking at P&L and doing the math. Need to stop. Elder, if you need to, minimize your broker. That's what I do a lot of times as well. I'll enter a trade and just cover my broker with something, whether it's Discord, charts, whatever it may be. Just that way you don't look at it. Set an OCO, set a stop loss, something like that, and just let it rip. Son of a bitch. I want to watch how we react to this 590s on ES. Because if we break it, we do have room. Like 10 points of room-ish. But if we hold, could be the long area. I don't want to blindly long it, though. I want to make sure I have some conviction with it. Do it, Logan. It helps a lot. Because even though when I show my P&L on stream, I don't watch it most of the time. Can I post a video to the link? Oh, my trading view video? Yeah, 1 second. Let me get it for you. Vish, just copy and paste that link somewhere. For those of you that haven't seen it before, that's a hidden video on my YouTube. That's a trading view walkthrough with the link I just posted. Logan, that's why a lot of people say money's the byproduct and just consistent trading is what you want to do, where you want to be. What up, Seven? How you doing? Bro, there's just no bidding on oil. It's kind of crazy. We do have 15 minutes until Asia opens. Hopefully that gives us a little bit more volume so we can look for a trend. Either direction I'm cool with. Right now, the lower time frames are in a downtrend. NQ is leading the way in weakness. So if anyone's shorting that, love it. Even if I took that short earlier, dude, it'd be 30 points. That's crazy how slow we're moving. Of course, be creative. I always post that. I need to just make a new one and just actually put it on my YouTube so that way people can just watch it whenever. But for some reason, I just haven't yet. So it's something I need to do. Shorts or longs, Lucas or Jose, right now I lean bearish with us breaking below 590s on ES. But if we get back above, especially during the Asia Open, could start to lead a lower wick here. I mean, there's just a general area I want to watch, keep an eye on. But NQ is dragging us down. So little more bearish at the moment while we hold below 590s on ES. Chad, don't forget, even if we're not doing a giveaway today, I know it sucks, but like the stream, show some love, help us get some reach on this channel. All the likes, all the loves help, so we appreciate it. So what are we looking at across the board here? Really weak 15s. 30s, pretty damn weak. I mean, if we want to really continue and we hold below 590s, you can look for like 580s. Low case 570s. So the downside is basically just going to be 10-point increments if we get shorts. Wasn't Jake going to dye his hair if you guys got 40K a week ago? Logan, I think it was 50K. But yeah. He was going to. If we had gotten 50K by June 30th, he would have dyed his hair and done 100 giveaway accounts, which would have been diabolical. Trying to test 78 level stop loss, Poppy. You in ES? Yeah, Jake was going to go back to blonde. That's like 10K. Yeah, it would have been like 10K. Probably, I would assume probably a little less because it probably would have been the 25s. I would assume if you're doing that big a bulk, likely just rip 25Ks. Still, heavy bill. But you know that man loves doing giveaways. Now he likes gambling with stream. That entire ES short is 5 points off that rejection. Brutal. Vish, I'm not dyeing my hair pink. I'm not doing it. I can't do it. I think I would look crazy with pink hair. Below 92 took profits. So below 98 you took profits. At 87 just runners. Hell yeah. I mean, so far it's not looking good. Unless we get 10 minutes of buying pressure, give us a lower wick on the 15. Then you can start to look more so towards longs. At the moment, if we're going to see downside, I would love this. Dream World. But we don't have to do that, unfortunately. Go bald. No, not a shot in hell. With how big my cranium is, dude, no. That would be, I would rather go pink all day than go bald. Vish, I would go pink over green wholeheartedly. What up, Bass? How you doing? Save the tatas with that pink hair. I mean, if there's a reason behind it, you know. Pink hair charity stream? Maybe. Broke. I mean, upside, you're looking at 65s. Not much. It's like 570, 550. I was reading Mitch's little gamma report for the night. Seeing where the gamma lines up. There's not much for liquidity, at least looking at that he just posted. Might just be more of a slow, methodical grind lower kind of night. No matter what, though, for me, we wait until the Asia Open. See how this hourly open? See how we react off the hourly close? And then rip it from there. Gamma profile is very thin, which isn't good because that just means very low volume, wholeheartedly. Which we're kind of seeing. I mean, right, you can tell when you look across the market, this isn't like crazy selling, anything like that. This is a stronger move lower, but this stronger move lower is 7 points, not even. But then you start to look and you look at the individual candles and they're not really clean yet. Obviously, Asia should bring in some type of volatility, which I'm here for. But then you look at things like gold, getting gaps, getting these little, when you start seeing these little just straight price candles where it's one little sideways bar, no price action on the 2 minute, you know, and then you start looking at oil and you're like, holy shit, that ain't doing much. So what we're going to want to watch is keep an eye on the dollar around this 100.86 area. And then we're going to want to keep an eye on ES going into this hourly close. Because I'm still not opposed. If we close a more bearish hourly, what I would essentially want to see at that point would be close down here, maybe a spike here. And then if we get back above that prior hourly low, you can gain some interest, right? You look for something like this. Sweep this little support. Try to see if we can get back above this. If we can, that's when I'd be more open to longs. Because no matter what, in the higher time frames, I'm interested in longs. Can we sit a little shit candle in between? Yeah. But that would just mean we'd be more patient, at least me. Are you guys in shorts? Some of the chat's in shorts. I know a lot of people right now are probably just cash waiting. Kind of like these 25K Tradify accounts. It's nice for a lot of people because it gets you to size down a little bit. It gets you to start using just a few micros and actually focusing on your overall trading. I'm in gold, moving stop loss. Beautiful. Little gold short. Did you get in around the open or like 74.5-ish? So those are the two areas I'd be kind of looking at. Unless you got in early up around like 79, 78s. But I would assume somewhere around this consolidation or you got in on the break here. You're moving stops, guessing it's a little bit higher than this. You're in gold and ES? Hell yeah. ES shorts are moving nice so far. But we want to watch how this 15 closes in the next 4 minutes along with the hourly and then how we react around the open. For shorts, I would still love a rejection of 90 if we're going to short. I would love that little pullback to get us up here, and then you look for that break. Or we close weak, then you get that spike lower towards 80, maybe 70. See if we get back above this hourly low, and then start to push. So that'd be my thesis for shorts. That'd be my thesis for potential longs. You're looking for the opening reaction on Asia? Because if so, that makes sense. Vish, you talking about me wearing a t-shirt instead of a hoodie? Yeah, I don't do it often on stream. Just because our house is always cold. We keep this place at like 70. And it gets, like I'm in sweats all day. '70 is not cold. When it's 95 outside, it is though. So, kinda, yeah. I feel like 70 inside versus 70 outside is different. Gotta get those numbers down, brother. The bill for that, if we put it lower, it would be insane. Also, dude, I sat down for like 2 minutes and I'm already hating it. So I'm gonna switch. We going back to standing. Can't drink a bunch of coffee then sit down. Doesn't work like that. Vish. Vish went for the dad joke of the year. Asia just selling. Is the NKD selling right now? Pretty aggressively. Pretty aggressively. What's the dollar doing? Dollar's buying. If dollar gets above like 101s, that's where I'd get a little more weary of it. We could definitely reject. I mean, if you look at the dailies, mainly because of NQ, we can push back down to 680s on NQ. Go retest today's lows, which would probably be Friday's lows, I would assume. Right? No, that's just the overnight. Damn, we sold off that much yesterday on NQ? I didn't realize NQ got smoked like that. See you later, Praga. Yeah, I have a feeling some people are going to pop off for the game. Your table going up looked like you were comically bending down. Dude, the greatest investment I ever made in my setup was an uplift desk. By far, the greatest investment I've ever made. My brother actually just got a standing desk too. He got the Secret Labs one, which is huge. You tore your ligament a few months ago? What'd you do? Also, Asia opens here. So let's keep an eye and see what we do with this. Dollar not doing a whole lot. Remember, if I do want a long, I want to see more of a spike lower. And let's get back up towards 90. Yeah, Vish, I use it a lot to actually just stand during the day. Because I'm at my desk way too much. Way more than I should be. What up, Logan? So we're watching to see if this spike lower right out the open gets bought back up. Because if it does, I do like long thesis. So, I mean, worst case too, you throw a stop there. Obviously, we already ripped a little bit. I'm going to pay attention to 590s. If we get back above 590s, I'm interested. I wanted us to get down to 80. If we got down to 80, I would have taken a buy just to try it. What up, Jesus? How you doing? You tore a ligament in a badminton tourney? Vish, I'm gonna be honest. I'd come up with a new story. Personally. I'd come up with, like, you know, anything, but just telling someone I injured the hell out of myself in a badminton tourney, that just sounds horrible. That's like if you go out somehow benching, like your homie goes out benching 135, you slap a couple extra 45s on that thing just to make him look good, you know? Twist my ankle right over. Dude, there's nothing worse than rolling an ankle. Nothing. I mean, there's obviously a lot worse, but dude, it sucks so much. You took, most fab, you just made 1K. How'd you get injured, bro? Badminton. I mean, to be fair, you're grinding if you get hurt playing badminton. So respect. No, Logan, he's definitely not joking. Dollar, a little bit of a rejection. Indices trying to buy here. See what this 5 close does. Because obviously charts are still weaker. I do broader aspects still lean upside versus downside. One can 3 accounts. Hell yeah. I was playing for like 7 hours, heat and dehydration. I mean, you're playing anything that long, the chance of you getting hurt's gonna increase drastically. Familiar. I wouldn't say it's to trap them. I would assume they likely got a lot of flack back on the like payout parameters they have maybe, and they just wanted to give you a chance for larger payouts to make people happy. Could be horribly wrong though, but I wouldn't say that they made it to trap people. Damn, bitch, that sucks. Familiar 100% run, don't look. I mean, am I saying that I'm dying to get into those accounts? No, not really. Hell yeah, user. I mean, I'm Team USA all day. I know Jake's rooting for Belgium, but I also want you guys to get giveaways. Yeah, familiar. You have to remember how they make decent money is 20 accounts, right? You look at people, you can get 150K for X amount, or you can get a 250 for $17. People are going to be buying the 250s like crazy. In lots of 5, which you can get to 20 pretty quickly. Especially when you're looking at it. It's like what? So it'd be 75. It'd be like $85 for 5 accounts. All right, now we got to watch how we react to this 90 area on ES. Are we going to reject and play out the short? I mean, the entire long thesis is setting up how I want it to. I hope we don't just rip over 90, but I'm open to getting in around this area if we're going to be pushing back to the upside. Definitely want to see this 15-minute close for the most part. Don't want to see it up around like 95s personally. Problem here is we could close, if we push back lower, we can close around like 87, 86 with more of an upper wick, more of a doji. That can set up really nicely for the downside. Whereas if we close a little stronger, that can set up nicely for the upside. Dollar's a little stronger. I mean, the crazy part is if you take the short, you're talking maybe 4-point stop. I'm going to try the rejection on a short. I'm not going crazy size. So I took a small short off the rejection to 90, and I'm going to have a stop at 91. So if we get any momentum back above, which would stop me out pretty quickly, I'm risking $100. So there's that P&L. Didn't give me a good fill, but it is what it is. Then if we get back above 90, my thesis would flip. I'd be more open to longs. So I took that. Target would likely be, I mean, you could put it at 80. To be honest, I'd want a little lower. Probably like that. But for now, it'd be 80s. Which should get stopped out pretty quick if it's going to stop me out. I was mainly watching the dollar get strength back into the highs. It reject off that area. And might not. User, this is prop firms that I'm trading on. USA better win since they got a helping hand to get a star player back. Probably agreed. 85 where? That would be for the Apex 250K accounts. Yeah, user, most of us are trading on prop accounts, funded, evals, whatever it may be. We're always transparent with what we're trading though. But yeah, I'm just saying with the overall price action we're getting, I'm not going crazy risk at the moment. So this is like a third of an R, maybe half an R risk for me. If we do end up getting back towards our entry below like 86, I'm open to adding just because of how tight the stop is. But I would need that rejection on this 15 to push back lower the next this 5 minute to close weaker. The next candle, break this candle's low, because then the 15 would be a little bit weaker. And then my risk would go up to $200. How long do we can trade individual names with prop firms? I believe that should come within like 2 weeks. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's sooner than later. All right, so chat, I put a sell stop order at 86 for now. If we break back below, that will fill me into shorts to increase the position size. But if we stay above, my risk stays at $100 for this. So if we trigger and break back below here, my risk will go up to 200. But if we stay above and just stop me out regularly, it'll be 100. Just because this breaking below this 5 minute will give extra conviction in which I'm willing to increase size a little bit, which I would be doubling the size up to a full mini. What's your TP? I'm looking at just the 80 area for now, going for like a 1.4. But if we get a broader continuation, and let's say we break back below on the hourly, we can see lower. Like, I'm not opposed to targeting 70. I'd probably take some off at 80 for now, and then just see if we can get continuation. Oh, Belgium did score. All right, so yeah, right here will be an ad. All right, so you can see from the P&L that did fill me. So my risk now went from 112 to 237. And then if this 5 minute fails to go lower, is what it is. But ideally, we got the 5 minute trigger that I wanted. We got the lower high off 90, 5 minute trigger, increasing the position size. Can look for 80. To be honest, if I took anything off there, it'd probably be smaller. What I would likely do is just start to trail stop if we get to 80. Appreciate you, Vish. And it's a good example. That is how I'm willing to add into trades, is in conviction. So what a lot of people do is, let's say they get in where I got in, which is crazy because it filled me below the low of the candle. So like that was, you guys see where my fill was. Obviously now it's a tick lower. If you want me to move it, I can. But when I won't add when we get up to here, I'll add when we build conviction on the trade. Targeting 75. I would like below 80. I mean, I don't hate 75 because you're targeting this end of day wick. I really don't. I think at 80, I'd be moving stop. So like 75 wouldn't be crazy. At that wick, probably front run it by 1. We'll see if it holds. My stop's staying true right here. Normally though, sometimes when I add, like if I go decent size on my initial position, if I add, I'll want to move the stop. In this case, obviously you guys saw I went like a third of an R on a trade. Right now I'm at the lower end risk that I'm willing to lose. So around like that 200 to 250 area. So if this stops me out, it is what it is. Got in a bit late, 86.5. You got in the, are you saying I got in a bit late or you got in a bit late? Either way, we're in. Me, you got in the exact same price I did. How many of you guys watching the game right now that are still on stream? Also, appreciate y'all guys, y'all even being on stream during the game. Hell yeah. So what did the poll end up at? 106 votes, 79% USA. What up, MD? How you doing? You got it tabbed on the side? Hell yeah. Interesting waffle 1-0. Wouldn't be here if it was anyone else streaming, not gonna lie. Bish, that means more than you know, brother. That means more than you know. All right, we got a weak 5 minute close, which is what we want. Now we need to see if we can break low of day. If we can break low of day, we are chilling. At some point, if we get to low a day, a stop move to like 89 wouldn't be insane. But we're still kind of just sideways. Unfortunately, NQ is pushing, ES not yet. What are the other indices doing? YM looking for the lower high. YM sets the lower high. Could be dollar getting buying pressure. Okay, I do like it. I mean, I like what we're seeing. I like it. Whether it stops me or not, I think I'd be willing to take this trade again. ES has been a bitch all day. ES has been strong all day for the most part. My hold is 85 level. Yeah. You got TP and oil. Brother, you are trading oil right now. You are trading this fucking 2-minute chart. All power to you. All power to you. I don't know if I could do it. That would be a brutal watch. Gold getting weakness, what we like to see. We like seeing the dollar break new highs. And I like where the stop is because it's above this resistance. Could raise it to like 92.5s for a wider stop, but I don't want to. I don't think we should get back above 90s if this is going to work. You're buying my TP? Hell yeah. Someone to take the orders. We'll see if we get down there. I like the prior 15. But I want us to get below low of day very soon. And I will say, if we do lose this end of day low at 75, there's room. There is. So you start to look at the hourly, we have some support around 70. Under that, you get back into this kind of range. What do you look back towards like 50s from last night? It's not insane to think about. So I definitely think there's a lot more meat on the bones versus just what we are showing here, if it does work. Both seem okay, waiting for some retracement. MD, that's what I was waiting for. Before Asia Open, we drew this out where we wanted a retest of this, the 90 area, looking for the break back low. Is this the exact thesis we were looking for? I got in on the initial kind of test, and then obviously it tested again. But now it's just, is it going to hold below? Seven, a question of who's lying. Are you talking about between the indices? Oil strong, dollar weak. I mean, dollar strong, dollar fighting a little bit. And I don't love how well we're holding. I will say that. RTY is holding. YM, if it's going to reject the open, should reject pretty aggressively. It's not looking like it wants to. Right out the gate. ES or NQ, yeah. Yeah, ES is leading in relative strength a little bit here. I don't like that 5-minute got bought back over 87s though. I don't. Probably going to get wicked out here by this next candle. Because that's a stronger 5-minute close. 15 is now starting to look like it might want to take out that high again. It takes out that high, we will get wicked. Enough of RTY. I mean, I can see it, dude. RTY can be such a pain in the ass to trade at times. When it moves well, but when it sits sideways, it sucks. All right, so I got wick there on MES. So ES will probably wick in a second. If not, brutal. There's the stop. Well, it's what we wanted. We get back above 90, I start leaning more towards the upside, especially if the dollar gets a little bit weaker. BRAR, for me, it was trading the lower time frames overall, looking at NQ weakness, and us getting below 90s, which is a pretty decent support. So I waited till we broke below, retested from below, and then I took the 5-minute trigger with the short. Also the weaker hourly close and then the 15-minute as well. Didn't work. That was the one short I was willing to take if it set up perfectly, which it did. And it just didn't work. Now, thesis flips long above 90. You took 3 trades today already? Yeah, dollar was stronger as well. We'll see though. If dollar starts to reject this overall area, could end up pushing back weaker, which can lead to a broader overnight kind of rally. Oh, you're 2 New York and 1 now? What up, Bugs? How you doing? I'm in Florida, so it's still the same day for me. Yeah, I usually I count them by the trading day would be the only thing. But yeah, no, I agree. NQ looks like it wants to go higher. If the hourly does hold this fill to go lower, agreed. I'd be looking more so towards the upside. At that point, I'd be looking for NQ up around like 30,100-ish. Because that hourly would be a pretty big fail to go lower, or the 4-hour would be. Hourly would look strong, 30-minute, 15. Yeah, everything's flipping stronger. Especially if the dollar is able to get back below like 875s. 875s to like 86s for getting the dollar under would lead to a lot of conviction. NKD strong. YM trying to get above the open. If we get YM RTY above the open, we may see ES attempt that test. Blew that traded by today, but green on my TPT. Hey, Bugs, at least you're green, brother. At least you're green on one of the accounts. It's kind of like a wash day at that point. You know, lost one, but green on the other one. It does suck losing one, but it helps if you're up decently on another account that same day. That's how it usually goes for me, though, too, because when I have, like, actual losing days, I'm usually not copy trading. So I'll usually maybe lose like an account, but I'll trade the other accounts and they'll be good trades. I always have one account when I don't copy trade that just gets the brunt of the losing trades. All right, so let's end that poll. Let's try another poll. So 80% of you guys wanted Team USA. You know how bad it's going to be if Belgium wins and Jake's 2 for 2 versus the chat? Put a little poll up just to see bullish, bearish on the rest of the session. At this point, though, overnight, as long as we hold above 90 on ES, I lean more towards the upside. You voted waffles after you saw the score. What up, AXP? How you doing, brother? Gap down so I can load the dip on QQQ. Yeah, I tried a small short with the overall lower time frame trend. Didn't work. I still think like NQ still looks weaker, but it really depends on how the 4-hour closes. If we close anything above 895.50s on NQ, then I can see upside potential back up towards 30,100. If we close below it, then it's more so still in this range. You can get a little more bearish. But so far, we're just a little sideways. The dollar's still ripping though, which is interesting. If we just rallied all the way back into last week's highs to reject, that would kind of suck. Would kind of be a little irritating. Not even irritating. Just where do we enter that? Because I'd want to get back in under 90s, but at that point, it's like, eh. We'll see if anything else to trade or stay watching candles like a nerd and imagine stuff in the market. I mean, brother, you and me both. I'm still not opposed to taking another stab short. You guys can see on the P&L aspect, I went to one account, which I'm cool with because I was copy trading 2 accounts there. And if I take more stabs, I'm just going to run it on one. Because what it does is just saves bullets in the chamber for me if I want to trade more. I hope that wasn't just like a big fake out, which it looks like it is. And we just got above 90. You're bullish on gold now? For me, it depends on how this hourly closes. If this hourly is able to close stronger and we maintain above essentially like 150s, then yeah, I could see it holding. But if we get back below 150s, I would not be interested in longing gold. I do think broader term gold is a really nice chart to look for continuation on. Crazy short you just got in because ES 93.75. Most fab, what's a POC? I know it's something on close, I think. See you later, Dev. Appreciate you being here, brother. Point of control. Okay, never mind. It's nothing on close. That's an ICT term, right? Because that's also last week's highs. It's volume. Oh, but I got in stop loss in gold before coming here. Stop loss was too tight. Do long or short gold? It's interesting seeing gold and the dollar both going higher together. But now we're back at this 90 area. I kind of just have to watch how we react to it, see if we respect it or not. Problem is, if the dollar wants to go, it has a lot of room. Your long gold 71 or 172, targeting 200. Your long gold here. I mean, if we can get above 180s, you can definitely look towards 200. That would be my target as well. That was the big area we were looking for a break of yesterday on a trade. Market's mainly trying to figure out where it wants to go across the board. And KD is still stronger. NQ closed actually a little stronger than ES did there. Which is actually interesting. If gold goes up, my position trade in silver goes up, so no problem. Hell yeah. Tied up the game? Hell yeah. I was too busy looking at the charts. Fucking Duck Super Reversal, baby. You know it. AXP, you're looking to buy a dip on QQQ a lot lower tomorrow or whenever if we get there? Damn, that was a nice kick. CP can breathe now. It's still 1-1 though. $703 on NQ, but on NQ or QQQ? What's QQQ even at? QQQ. You want 703. Oh, you want some low lows. Yeah, most of it. It's kind of what I'm waiting for, is us to really just pick a direction. Because at the moment, we haven't. We're primarily just stagnant. Even that 15. NQ did close a stronger 15-minute, but it's still a little sideways. The problem is here, I could see us going either direction off these charts. Yeah, 5 is a little weaker. Pretty big rejection off last week's highs. If we close a 5-minute down around these lows, we can look for the continuation lower. And if we push lower beforehand, then it might set up quicker. It's just hard for me to take the exact same trade if I wanted to short. Seven, you had another go at the short at 590. I'm giving it a little bit of time. Belgium already scored again. Bro, I look away for 2 seconds. Chad, I'm just letting you know. If Belgium wins, you're not going to hear the end of it from Jake. You will not. He will be very happy tomorrow. Now, mind you, he is fading the red, white, and blue. No, you didn't, Vish. Giveaway AXP. I'm guessing you haven't heard the news, but there's no giveaways from any stream today. Not a single stream. Why? Jake asked chat yesterday during New York if he wanted chat. Who played yesterday? I already forgot. Mexico and England? Was it Mexico, England? And he asked chat who's going to win the game, and he told them he is fading them. Well, chat picked Mexico, so Jake picked England. England won. So what that means is It was either double giveaways every single stream today or no giveaways. Now, here's the big kicker that chat made a deal with Jake this morning. If Belgium wins, which they currently are, there's no giveaways the rest of the week. And if the US wins, it's double giveaways tomorrow. I think chat made a terrible deal there. The risk to reward on that one doesn't make as much sense, but apparently that's the deal. So if you want giveaways, you better hope US wins. It's actually kind of funny just watching the degeneracy. What a deal, right, MostFab? It's a deal for 5 extra giveaway accounts, or you lose like 15 throughout the rest of the week. Rob, you're telling me, saying the likes will dry up with no giveaways. Normally, we're running a giveaway at 150 likes right now. We have 66. Chad only likes to stream for the giveaways, and I'm realizing that. Appreciate you, Rob. It's because someone called him out on leaving US for London. Toast, you know what the funny part is? Is now, I mean, this gives me ideas for the NFL season or college season. We can make straight football bets for you guys. Be like either one giveaway or two giveaways, or no giveaways or two giveaways based on a certain game. And I am here for it. Like, we'll have Sunday night games on stream. We'll have Thursday night games on stream. It was only the beginning, I know. Oh, you guys woke up demons. You guys woke up. Jake, the craziest thing is Jake doesn't watch soccer. And so far, he is on track to be 2 for 2 against the chat who says they watch soccer religiously. That's not good. Yeah, Macro, we know people will still support no matter what. This move, chat, is decently annoying. I'm not like irritated by it. It's just annoying because like we wanted the short. I know some of you guys got back in at least. It was just hard for me to take the exact same trade around like 89 after getting stopped. Because I don't love doing that for the most part. I usually wait a little bit. So it might just be one and then we get some patience going and see what goes from there. And if it moves, it moves. Did you say good night, your gold longs? Oh, fuck. Yeah, whoever was in gold longs just got a little kiss of death there. Unfortunately. That's why I really wanted over like 180s in the open. That's where I would gain a lot of conviction because the problem is gold has room to 150s if it wants to get there. We'll see if the market gets continuation below new lows or not. So far, it's looking like it. Chat being over the US is why that deal was done. Could be. Do you guys watch football? MostFab, what football are you talking about? Are you talking American football or like the rest of the world football? Because if it's rest of the world football, this USA game would be the first full game I watched in my entire life. Crazy, I know. If it's American football, I watch it all the time. And KD rejecting, dollar still pushing a little bit. I mean, if the dollar wants to, dollar can go up to 100.97-ish to like 101. That would be a pretty bearish scenario if we get up there. No, most fab. I grew up in a small town. So the town I grew up in was big, was like a big football wrestling town. Soccer was probably the least popular sport in my school. MD, gold got a few you talking silver or gold? Because I think you were in silver, right? But no, football was not very popular in my high school. Silver 4-hour looks rough. The little 4-hour lower high consolidation is, especially when you compare it to gold. Platinum's weak as well. American Vibe Village? Yeah, it'd be like that sometimes. But no, smaller towns. I mean, it, like when they say corn-fed, or corn-fed, it's kind of like where I grew up. Do you have cool small town detectives? No, Vish, we don't even have, like where I currently live right now, we don't have a police department. We have a sheriff department for the entire county. That's how like small townish it is. We don't have like individual police departments. In the bigger towns, they do, but it's small. Like few cars max. Gold, you had a stop loss in that one before. Too tight. Missed the move. Not about to hit my TP that I had there. That sucks, brother. Yeah, but most fab, you're from the, are you from like the Middle East Asia area, I would assume? If you're from like a small village and you played a lot of soccer, especially because you said the word village for the most part. Can't play with one on the floor. Well, do you know, valid. I can't argue that statement. Wild statement, but I can't argue it. But you also have to remember culturally. Everywhere else in the world, culturally, football or soccer is the largest sport out there. For sure. Where I live, it's 100% American football. Palestine? But give us the coordinates. No, Fish. I ain't giving you anything for coordinates. Jonathan, I wish, dude. Imagine having land like the Dutton Ranch. As much as that would be a pain in the ass to take care of, you have so much room to do activities. It's like Step Brothers when they make the bunk bed. There's so much room for activities. CXT, I read that and I don't even know what that means. Wait, Rob, did they really? Two commercial vessels suffer major damage in the Strait of Hormuz, while no injuries, fatalities reported. So we're going to get the normal peace deal talks again like we've been getting, where Iran attacks random ships, U.S. attacks Iran, so Iran attacks U.S., then U.S. attacks Iran again, then it's like, oh, the world's whole. It's a joke, but I don't want to get in trouble. You're lucky you can't get in trouble because I don't understand it. If I understood it, I might put you in like a minute-long timeout. Agreed, XP. I mean, it's all news anyway. The moment I'm back on paper trading, I'm unbeatable. Fuck's sake. Yep. Well, at that point, it just means you're chasing the dollar, my guy. XP, did you see the numbers that man made? Trump had to put his financials out. Last year, he made like $400 million on his golfing empire. How in the fuck do you make that much money on golf courses? Rag is up. So we have 5 traders on this channel. I stream the Asia session from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., sometimes later depending on the market. Market has sucked lately, so I've been ending around 9 p.m. It's just been very slow, kind of like it is now. Then we have Alan Azang trades 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. Eastern, so pre-London. Rake trades, the man behind it, trades the New York Open, 8:30 to like 11:30, sometimes 12:30. Mitch, the Gamma Man, 12:30 to 1:30, and then Lamelli, 1:30 to like 3:30 usually. So we have 5 traders that stream throughout the entire trading day. The only really big time slot off would be after Alan or after me, just because it's like late hours. Not many people are around. Yep. So any trading style you might have interest in, or just different personalities. I recommend watching a few streams when you can. Just kind of see what traders you vibe with for the most part, and then enjoy. But appreciate you being here, brother. Rob, isn't that the craziest thing though? Paper trading takes emotions out of trading. But then people trade evals and tilt their ass off when it's just paper trading. It's quite literally the exact same thing. You are paper trading, but there's a little psychological aspect behind it to where you eat the accounts. And it's crazy to think about. But no, I had one of my buddy's friends was trying to get into trading. He was paper trading, I think options, and he turned like $5,000 into like $50,000 in 3 months. And he was like, dude, I got this. Easy. I was on the phone with my buddy. I'm like, good luck. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, there's a big jump when you go from paper to real. The dude went real trading, lost like $125 and never traded again. I'm like, dude, if you lose 125 and call it quits, this might not be the career for you. You got to be willing to stomach some mistakes if you want to make it long in this. Multi-trade New York Open, and sometimes Asia if price action is decent or we near kill level. Also got my first payout last week. Hell yeah, Rag. You've been trading 2.5 months and you already got a payout. I know you're new to the channel, but I fully want to give you a round of applause there. Because that is an insane amount of time to do that. Is the feed lagging for anyone else? Because it's not lagging on my end at all. Stream health has been fine the entire time. But no, Rag, that is huge. Congratulations, brother. Nah, bet. So it might be just on your end, Doug. All good here. No, perfect. Normally, I'd get an update. It's like, hey, shit's not going well. If it's lagging, then I haven't gotten that. Obviously, it happened yesterday, but not today. We might have a new floor at 85. Gold, a little bit of buying pressure. Oil, not moving. Dollar, not doing much yet. NKD, trying to hold. YM's back above the open already. Interesting. It's already 9 o'clock almost. Damn. So we have what? Tokyo Open in 10 minutes? No. Hong Kong. Yeah, Rob, that's what I'm looking at now is 85 is kind of the new floor here. Either below 85 or above 90 gets me building a conviction one way or the other. Dude, can we all agree though, the one thing that I want on this, like just the market, is to give us back volatility. I never thought I would say I missed VIX being at 20, where we could easily find 30, 40 point ES trades, 200, 300 point NQ trades. The day I see the market open up in a trading hall will be the day. AXP, you know what's crazy? In my trading career, I have never seen the indices halt. Because I started right after the COVID lows. And during the tariff stuff, we hit the halt numbers, but they never halted the market when they should have. So I've never actually seen it halt. What's the longest you've ever heard someone trade before a payout? TDEC, long, like years and years. I know people that have done that wholeheartedly just because they're inconsistent, or they get payouts, yeet them, get payouts, yeet them. Now the halt to 7%, we only reached 6.3. No, there was a day we reached 7. It was to the downside on the NQ, I believe. I think ES hit 6.3, NASDAQ hit like 7.1. But yeah, TDEC, it's not even just the payout perspective, to be fair, because a lot of people put big emphasis on getting the payouts, which, yes, it is obviously important, right? Because it pays the bills for the most part, but it's your expenses as well. Because I know people who have gotten payouts. Let's say they get a $4,000 worth of payouts, but they've spent over $10,000 in evals in funding fees. And I also know people who have spent, let's say, $500 in evals and have gotten a $1,000 payout. I would much rather be in option 2 there than option 1. And the $1,000 payout took longer than it took the other person to get $4,000, you know? So there's a lot of parameters, not just when you get a payout, it's also your overall expenses that matter. And like, how are you treating the accounts? I believe AXP has been trading a little less than me, if I remember right. Four years, yep, so a little less than me. What cushion do you usually leave for 50Ks after taking a payout? TX or CXT, I love to have around 1,500 for me. That's like a good cushion, because if I have 1,500, I'll be risking probably 250-ish a trade, max maybe 3, till I grow it a little bit more. And then once I get above like 2,000, 2,500, if I want to, I'll be a little more aggressive once I get a payout. He makes me a trillionaire in just 4 years. He's doing well. TDEC, I wouldn't say like the craziest payout time I've heard. I think the craziest trading that I know, if you're talking prop firms, would be, I knew someone that was in over 500 Apex accounts because all they were doing was chasing the 40K payout that they could get. So they would get 20 accounts, yeet them, pass them, fund them, yeet them again to try to get a payout, and then blow them every time. And you talk 400 or 500 accounts plus funding fees, you are down probably $40,000, if not more. And that's kind of the first aspect I was talking about, where the expenses really matter. Options wise, I worked with someone a few years ago that had sold a few businesses, did very well, and then lost like $3 million trading SPX. And what's the NQ one? The QQQ one? NDX? See you later, AXP. Are we going up or down? This is aggravating. Alan, yes. That is exactly what we're doing. Going up and down. That is about the only conviction we have at the moment. If we get back above 90s, I can see the thesis up. For me, it's probably going to be around 93.7s that we can look for. But what I do like is we have held 85 very nicely so far. So it's just going to be watching 85 for me. If we continue to hold it, I'm open to longs, especially watch the dollar. If the dollar continues to do this and sell off, I like longs more than I like shorts. MD, who noticed what I missed? But we do have another open in 5 minutes. Price going up and down. Yep. Why would you invest that much in trading unless you're a billionaire? Well, Vish, it's not investing all at one time. And I've known multiple people that do this. So, I mean, I kind of did it on a lower scale on a Robinhood account back in the day. But trading SPX, if you get into trading after you just sold businesses for, let's say, like $6 million plus, money's a little different to you, right? You just got a big lump sum. And there's knowing, I'm not going to go into the person's details, but not the greatest decisions in the past, I could say. And we talked about that a lot, but it's just the little dopamine rush, you know? You start trading SPX, you see the returns you can get on it. You realize you can wire transfer as much money as you humanly want into accounts within like an hour. And it's just a really bad cycle. When I was 18 and blew it, Andrew, a lot of people have that similar story. Should I go eat pho or a sourdough sandwich, Jonathan? I am going to get some flack here, but it is just wholeheartedly being uncultured from where I live. I've never had pho. It looks really good. Because my problem too is like where I used to live, there was like a little bit of a pho restaurant. But yeah, I knew it wasn't authentic. So I didn't really want to like try and base my opinion off that. But sourdough sandwiches sound great. But so does pho. Yeah, Toasty, you just got to remember where my problem is too. Like I can eat, like let's say there's Mexican restaurants out here. If I eat at a Mexican restaurant out here, am I going to consider that authentic Mexican food? No, not at all. Which account is today's giveaway? Chat gambled with Jake and lost. So there's no giveaways today. That's why I'm going to tell that story from now on. Chat decided to gamble with Jake. They lost. No giveaways today. Problem is too, they gambled again with Jake. And they're currently losing that gamble. We got liquidated on the giveaways. CXT, you guys are about to get fully liquidated on giveaways if USA doesn't pick it up. But no, also chat. Before I visited Jake when he lived in California, I had never really like traveled. Like I had been to California twice, but it was for less, not even joking. I was on the ground the first time for less than an hour because I flew out there and drove back with my brother. Second time, me and my brother drove out there. I got in a plane and then flew back. So until I visited Jake, I'd never really had like crazy cuisines other than what's local around here, which isn't much. And then until I visited New York as well. There's a lot of food that I like hadn't tried. And I hadn't left the country in my entire life until 2 Christmases ago when my family went to Jamaica. So I just haven't had like that insane cultural experience of different cuisines. Chat bias for their country, which I get unfortunately. Damn right, Vish. I'd make that bet for USA all day. I can't root against them. Even though it's like a win-win situation, you root against them. If they win, they won. But if they didn't, you still win. Yeah, slightly. We didn't have pho when I was in either of those places, but we had a lot of other food. Like I couldn't name 80% of the things that we had, and it was all so good. That's the one thing that I do that does suck about like where I live is the food choices don't exist. You'll send me a pic later? Hell yeah, Jonathan. That's the thing, dude. I live vicariously through Alan's stream or Alan's Instagram, watching all the foods he eats and stuff. I live through it. Chat, how are we leaning on the market? Obviously, I know I have a poll up right now, but some of you guys already voted. 60% bearish, 40% bullish, so more so neutral. Like bat soup. Brother, if you think I'm eating a bat, you are fucking delusional. Dude, I could like foods I've eaten out here. Some people would probably question, and it just shows cultural difference. Like I've had beaver tail, which I know odd. I've had stuff that like makes sense out here. I've had beaver tail. A lot of people are gonna judge me for this. I've tried like raccoon from because my buddy's family's good friends with the game warden, so he always brought over random ass foods, and we were forced, like not forced, but like we were like, gotta try it. I'm making a COVID joke. I know you are, brother. You ever had cow tongue? No, I haven't. I've heard people eat cow tongue and cow tail. Indices are still weak. Still very weak. If we do sell off, it's going to be unfortunate that we had the right thesis, just not the right entry. Fish, not even close, brother. We're just eating wild game out here. That's about it. Cow tongue is a weird plain taste. One thing I will never eat again is beaver tail. I hated every bit of that texture. Not for me. Cow tongue tacos are a thing, but it's a hell no for me. I don't know if someone walked up to me and said, bro, you want to eat these cow tongue tacos? I think I'd be out. You're coming from someone who literally ate beaver tail. No, I think I'd be out. Cow brain, I'd probably try it. Organs, I'd try wholeheartedly. Deer is trash. T-Deck, get out of my stream right now. All right, bitch, just for that, you're getting a 10-second timeout. Just cuz. You deserve it on that one. I know you understand. You deserve that 10-second timeout. T-Deck, venison is not trash. Bear jerky, I haven't tried bear. We have venison in our freezer right now. Welcome back, Vish. Vish, just so you know, there's a pyramid, right? So if you act up again, it goes to 60 seconds. You don't get 2 10 minutes back to back. Pig feet? No, I've raised pigs, but I haven't had pig feet. Rabbit? No. Churling. I don't even know what that is, brother. You're going to make me pull up Google real quick. Hell no. Brother, if you think I'm eating pig intestine, no. Blood sausage, no. Just trying to see how country you are. Fried gator tail? Brother, I live in Ohio, not Florida. Okay, chat. Here's also how I am. If I'm eating certain foods, like I don't eat a bunch of seafood here because, fun fact, we don't live near the ocean, right? Like if I'm eating seafood, I want fresher food. And that's how I am with a lot of my foods. I want like fresher foods. That's why we get a lot of our meat from like butchers for the most part. If I'm eating gator tail, I'm going to do it in Florida. I'm not going to do it in Ohio. Your country, bro, you've had it all. You're more country than I am if you've had all that. I just, dude, for me, like, I don't know, pig intestines just don't. If someone told me, like, try these and didn't tell me what it is, I would. I'm definitely, like, with foods, I'm open to trying a bunch of stuff. I just haven't. I only ate it because I didn't know what it was. That's the only way I'd probably eat it, T-Deck. Is if someone walked up to me and said, here, try this, and then told me. That's how I ended up eating raccoon. The guy, my buddy walked up to me, he's like, eat this. I was like, all right, tried it. I was like, okay. He's told me what it was. I'm like, interesting. Squirrel, nah. A lot of people eat it out here, but I don't know anybody that squirrel hunts anymore. My buddy used to, but he stopped when we got into like high school. My uncle got me like that, had me eat cow eye tacos almost 3 days. I feel like I would do that over the intestines. Wholeheartedly. CXD, just walk up to him. Next time you meet him, just ask him if he has Rocky Mountain oyster tacos and go for those. There's going to be a select few in here that know. Belgium winning, they are. They are, Moke. I believe that, T-Deck. Fish. McDonald's burgers are made out of cow eyeballs, so I know most of us have eaten them. McDonald's burgers are made out of everything. And that's why I usually don't eat fast food like that. The only fast food I really eat is, it used to be a lot of Chick-fil-A, but I don't live near there anymore. And like Chipotle. So I guess no giveaways this week. Moke. So far, it's looking like that. The problem is, like, Jake was willing to do 2 days of double giveaways. Chat just sucks at sports betting, is what I'm getting out of this. You guys had all the opportunity. You guys got to pick your teams. And Jake said he was fading the chat. And y'all are still losing. That's not a good look. Vish, wait till you look up what their chicken nuggets look like. You know what they say, though? 99% of gamblers quit before winning. Run it back for the rest of the month. CXT, the hard part is, though, with the way the giveaways are running, you guys are leveraging way more than you should. And first one was a 1-to-1. Second one was like a 3.5-to-1 in Jake's favor. So far, it's going in his favor. So what's the risk tolerance Jake's going to take on the last one? Yeah, MD. It's just something fun that Jake's doing with chat. No, MD, we let him know too. If it's one, it's all. And we got to stick true to our word. Actually, Alan's asking about the giveaway right now. So I got to reply to him. You guys are like, this is probably the worst part. It's okay that we don't do giveaways, but now I have to explain to poor Alan that you guys are betting that he can't do giveaways for the rest of the week just so he can do one more. Alan's going to be so disappointed. He will pay himself. He probably will. Nah, I wouldn't be mad if Alan still ran a giveaway. But that's coming from me. That's not coming from the big dog. Guy's too good. He is. Well, that's the thing. Because sometimes Alan gets accounts from Apex as well. So if he has Apex accounts, run them. Technically, it's not from Jake's pot. We need these polls done on Asia session. I mean, that's also part of the problem is you guys have like 1,000 people in the morning sessions that are all picking, and I guarantee you a majority doesn't watch soccer that actively. Yeah, I'll watch the first part of his stream, see if he's running the giveaways or not. But I'm talking to him right now in chat. Chat. Word for word from Alan. So these DGens gamble with Jake during New York session is going to kick everyone else's asses on the other streams. Yes. Yes, the New York DGens are ruining it for the other 5 streams. I'll be here even without giveaways. Hell yeah, brother. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of people that no matter what stay around for streams. I mean, there are some people who just show up for giveaways, right? Like we're not gonna get the big fluctuation for the giveaways that we normally get of 30 people when we run them. And the one thing I will say is something that does hurt the stream a little bit is the likes. Because normally we're up around like 200 and we're around 83 because YouTube boosts the algorithm off of likes, comments, views. So that will have somewhat of a little bit of an impact. So we'll see. Chat will have 50. Dude, if we go a full, I'm just saying two scenarios here. With what the Asia session has been doing with the consolidation, a lot of people have been full skipping Asia from what I've seen, plus the games in the World Cup, plus no giveaways. Brother, we are going to be fighting on this stream. Appreciate you, brother. MD. That's also why I love doing this because you guys know I'll talk through the market, even if I'm not actively in a position, stuff like that. But the way I want to do it too is basically like you guys are trading with me. That's why I talk to the chat a lot as well. And not necessarily taking the same trades, but that's also why I hype you guys up when you do well trading, when you get payouts, because I love to see it. But it's more so like the community aspect of it, where I'm talking to you guys while either I'm in a trade or while you're in a trade asking questions. So it's like we're kind of trading in the same room, but not in the same room, you know? And I just love that vibe, which is what I want for my streams. Yeah, Vish, we're getting a little bit better. I wouldn't say way better, but I mean, yes, the initial opportunity here, definitely. Other than that though, we're doing what we've been doing where we're kind of sideways. I still lean lower. If you're trading NQ, different story, right? Whole different story. NQ is drastically weaker. But I've been trading the ES for the most part. Yeah, MD. That's how I want it to be. I don't want anybody to copy my trades, but I know people will. That's just how it goes, right? People are always going to copy trades. That's just how it is. Jake has this thing that says, do not copy me, but then people will freak out when he either loses a trade or wins a trade. But no, I don't mind. I'm just here to build conviction, talk to you guys, and trade. Yeah, Vish, agreed. I want the Asia back from VIX at like 20. Actually, not even VIX at 20. When VIX was back at this level before, when we were up at all-time highs, we were seeing a lot of Asia momentum. Fully. Like throughout the overnight sessions, when we were up at all-time highs, we were still seeing decent momentums. Like throughout these days, you're getting broader trends that you can trade off of. Obviously, some days you get a little bit more of a range, but even broader trend at the open. We're just not getting that lately for the most part. We are getting a bit of, obviously, somewhat of a downtrend today, which is cool. Why does this show all of Monday? Oh, I'm on the 30-minute chart. Yesterday, obviously last night, worked well into our session. A little bit after. No. Yeah, into our session. And then we kind of just ranged a little bit. But a lot of this, the problem is we're at the beginning of these sessions, which is what we've been getting. In the very beginning, it's just been a lot of range. I feel like the 10 p.m. to like 1 a.m. session has been getting some really nice continuations, which also gives us that 4-hour close. Is my financial advisor? No. I ain't anybody's financial advisor. Bro, I will say, I really hope USA wins just so I can give away accounts. Because I like doing giveaways. Agreed, MD. And even so, too, because there's a lot of times people in chat, no matter what, any trade I take, there will always be someone in chat fading me because we all have different biases and outlooks on the market. Whether I'm right or they're right, cool. But it just gives you other perspectives to kind of look at. What'd you trade, longs or shorts? Cole, it was shorts. It sounds delusional, right? Shorted this current market, lost money. I took the retest up around 90. I got in, so this initial retest of the 590s, I got in at what, 96.5, had a stop at 91 and a target at like 75. And it just spiked up, hit last week's lows, pushed back lower into the range. But I had a $100 stop. And then, because I got in on the lows of this candle, once we broke below and triggered the 5-minute on this candle to give us the 5-minute lower high, I had a limit order add there. So it added into the position to put me up to 1 ES total. And then it ran up and stopped me. So unfortunate. I still think shorts can play out, but just early. This is the first ever stream I've ever been into all this time, just here by myself, trading, not cool. Yeah, I mean, it's also easy. Trading's a very lonely career in general if you're just trading by yourself. That's why I do love the concept of like the trading desks that, let's say, Jadon's working on or that he's posted about and like his Team Bull headquarters thing. I love that concept. Because also, if you think about it, if you're around like-minded people actively trading during the day, there's a good probability you trade a little bit better. Wholeheartedly. Like if you have people around you to your right and left, I would say there's going to be some times where some people may be a little more aggressive trying to showboat wins. But I know me, I would definitely be a lot more cautious of like conviction on entries. Yeah, TZM, I think we can still get that. It's just my entry, wrong time, right? Right trade idea, wrong timing. Asia's great, 8 to 9. Sometimes. I've found it really nice around like after 10 p.m. Likely because the 4-hour candle closes. Right, we have 40 minutes left until 10, which closes that 4-hour candle, and that's when we usually get continuation. Also, dude, look at this correlation. Like, look at the divergence between ES structurally and NQ. We haven't seen that in a minute. Usually NQ is just drastically stronger, but that big of a difference we haven't really seen. One loss, one break even, booty price. Couldn't agree more, 7. I think if you got in on this lower high or anything before we broke below 94s, which is last week's highs, anything above that, I think you're just chilling. But anything down in here is just more of like a sideways type ish. Can you please check gold? Yeah. Dollar's also still strong, so we need to keep that on watch. I wouldn't be touching gold. One, because for me, if I wanted to short gold, I would want some type of a little bit of a pullback, maybe. Like, just because of what the hourly looks like. The hourly's already sold off. 30 points straight down. Can it go lower? Yes, because look at the 4-hour. 4-hour looks horrible. But if gold gets continuation, that we already hit our 150s area that I was watching. If we go farther, 120, 105s isn't out of the question. Gold thus far, though, does look weak. What you're going to want to keep an eye on is today's lows, which should be around 140.6. If we lose that, you're triggering below on the daily, and it's not great. Not great. Did someone say something about shorts being delusional? Or did I say that at some point? Only traders can understand how another trader would feel. Can't understand unless you've personally experienced it. Agreed, Vish. That's like the following the rules aspect. You can't, if you're a trader, you can't talk to someone who's not a trader about like what you making mistakes in your trading. Because they'll ask you, what'd you do? Oh, I broke my rules. Number one piece of advice you're going to get back is follow your rules. It's like, damn, why didn't I think of that one? $587. I like it. Hey, gold today. Missed my good trade being right. Yeah. US is messing up really bad. You said your trade? No, I wouldn't say this. I would not say this is delusional. It's because I would take that trade every time without a question. 5-minute lower high in a downtrend, rejecting the overall resistance, triggering it after a bearish hourly close. I'd be all in it. Wasn't up to speed. I just fast forwarded. Oh, bet. But no, for me, it's more so I would take that again. It's more so right thesis, wrong timing, which timing is a huge factor in trading. And sometimes you're just off. Tilt's too easy to fall into. I can see that. I mean, it is, right? Once you struggle, or if there's certain aspects that lead you to tilt and they happen, then yeah, it can be easy to fall into. It's a battle. Like, if you still tilt, which I still do at times, every day is just a battle of what the market looks like and is it worth you risking that potential tilt. Yeah, MD. Like, I've had so many people, like close friends, ask me if they gave me X amount of money, what I could do with it. The number one thing I say is I will lose every penny you give me. Just that way they get uninterested in giving me money and asking me to trade it. First off, because I'm not licensed for it. And then they'll always say, like, if you have a good day, let's say I post something on Instagram, they see I made like $2,000. It's like, holy crap, you made $2,000? But it's like, yeah. And they'll be like, they'll ask me what my biggest winning day is. I'll say it. They'll be like, that's insane. Like, can you teach me how to do it? I'm like, I can. But you have to be able to stomach losses. Like, what's your biggest loss? I tell them and they run. Only 5 more points. My target is 577, and IDK might be too far out. Cole, mine was 75 when I wanted it. I'll give you $10, make me 100. Vish, I'm just saying, you find the right end of day contract. in low volume or low volatility with VIX at 15.5, you can turn 10 into 100 and it wouldn't be insane. This divergence is disgusting. Thankfully, a lot of AI stocks look entirely topped out, which worries me for the NQ. If AI tanks, especially with when we have SpaceX coming in as well, because SpaceX comes in, does SpaceX come in tomorrow? Vish, there's trades you could probably do that as well. I won't do it for you, but there's trades you probably could. If SpaceX IPOs and dumps, dude, that's, or not IPOs, joins the market. Because 2.2 trillion, let's say that pulls back 50%. While in the NASDAQ, that's going to be a big hit. China CSI index falls 0.6%. What's NDK doing? NDK just got smoked. Charts are looking rough. TP and NQ, hell yeah, brother. NQ is a clean sell-off off this rejection of the 890s, if anyone took that when we talked about it in the beginning. ES is cleaner. It just had more of an aggressive rally than I wanted. Right? Like if you look at this price action without this little pop it had here, and obviously this helped the bearish thesis on the 15, but without this little pop, I love this chart a lot more because we had a pretty strong resistance here that we were using as a stop. It looks weak. It continued weakness. I was just hesitant on getting in the exact same trade, which sometimes I'm like that. Sometimes I'm willing to stab. Today's just not one of the days I'm willing to stab. You got 2 minis going? Hell yeah. Just banked my NQ short. Love it, brother. If I lose, so Vish, if I take your $10 and don't turn it into 1,000, you're saying I have to give you 10,000. I'm not a math wizard, but the math ain't math in there. Got it. Got in TP. Beautiful, brother. What really is SpaceX, bro? A company that wants to colonize the moon. Duh. Best deal in history. That's about as good as the deal as chat just made on US Belgium, who is currently down 3-1. Just saying. Just saying. Not to kick y'all while you're down, but, you know, mistakes may have been made this week. I have to make sure I have Jake's stream open for the 8:30 open when he's on, because he is going to be on top of the way, especially if he sports bet on it. He would currently be making money off of fading chat on sports betting. By the way, chat, if you guys have any good aspects of future World Cup games at this point, feel free to throw them in chat. I'll run polls so we can all just fade it collectively. I had people fighting me for saying the truth. Bitch, it'll always get like that over sports. Always. You think France takes it all? All right, genuinely, who do you guys think takes the World Cup out of everybody? Now, mind you, I don't even know half the teams that are left. I'd have to look. So I can't give you an actual thesis. 3, France. So far, France is taking it. Okay, looks like France is the heavy favorite so far. Out of the 5 people, okay, yep, nope. Everyone wants France, got it. So I should bet the house on France. Because I trust my chat. I don't trust Jake's chat. There's a big difference there. This will be the testament. If France wins, then so far my chat's right. Do a challenge with a $50 account. Are you talking about for sports betting? Hang on, timeout, chat. Timeout. Cole, I need you to elaborate on that last sentence. You don't believe in outer space? I need a little more context here. I need a little more context here, brother. What do you mean you don't believe in outer space? It just doesn't exist? Oh, $50 trading. Dude, that would be... I've done that before. And it is so hard. Is this space? Is Cole, you caught up on chat? Because I just asked what you mean by you don't believe in outer space, and your response was Mexico. I feel like you need to hit the live button. And at the rate we're going, you may be like 3-4 minutes behind. How do you... I need to... See, like, I'm not opposed to other people's theses about stuff like that, but like, I just need to know what... I need to know why. We need to launch him up there strapped to a SpaceX rocket so he will believe. Chat, so far the short is working out if you ended up getting back in. I didn't after taking the loss. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. What was your target? 70, like 80s? I was going to watch to see how he reacted. 80s was my initial target. See if we held it or not. And then if we ended up running, I was going to take some profit off at 75. But 80s was the initial area to keep an eye on to see if we hold it. Mainly just based off this hourly low here. This hourly body pivot at 80. So I wanted to see how he reacted to that. If we hold that, I said I would have started trailing stops. But if we break 80, that's where I think you can get more meat on the bone. So we need below 80 on ES for conviction. Randy. No, Randy, that would be a ban from every prop firm you're on. That's what that would be. Are you on your funded today? Yeah, Saj. So far, we're holding 80. I mean, if we hold 80, we're just in some shit. And that trade I wouldn't have made anything. If we hold 80 and rally, I never would have taken profits. It would have been a break-even trade. So at that point, I'd be like, all right, I'd feel better about not shorting. Cole, do you actually believe in the firmament? Genuinely just curious. And to be honest, I love topics, conversations like this, just because I love hearing other people's perspectives. Like if someone thinks the Earth's flat, I just want to know why. Looking for a new entry in GC, looking for shorts in GC? Dollar did just get smoked. What? What happened? There had to be some news foreign that it was. Why is the Earth round? The Earth's actually not round. Chat, what's the shape of the Earth called? I know it's not round. Like, it's not perfectly spherical. I mean, it's round, but there's a certain term for the shape of it. No, it's different than oval. But I know what we're thinking the same thing. No, Cole, it's not fucking flat. The shape of the Earth is not flat. Okay, rounded works, sure. Ellipse, I think that might be it. Yeah, perfect. There we go. A spheroid, whatever that is. Well, see, Cole, for me, it's round because people have scientifically proven that it's round. He believes in flat Earth. You did say it. I see that thing. I don't know if Cole's trolling or being serious. Damn, Lil Melody. I'm sorry to hear that, brother. We had one near me as well. Wasn't where I was, but yesterday, I think it was yesterday, Sunday, we got a power outage warning. Because down the road from us all got wrecked. You know what's crazy? I asked what shape the Earth was. I'm seeing people chatting that I've never seen before. There's people in chat that I've never even seen them have a conversation. I'm serious, but I'm not going to start chaos in here. Science is not all true. I can agree with that. Not all true. Agreed. See, Cole, the funny thing is you won't start it won't be chaos with me. I'll laugh about the whole thing. It'll definitely be chaos with chat as a whole. Lurker here. Lurkers. Hell yeah. Appreciate you guys. Even though the lurkers in here aren't always seen, I appreciate y'all. You should have a guest on sometimes. I want to, Din. I would actually love a co-host, to be honest. Just someone when the market's slower, just shoot the shit with. What about human evolution? That's official. That's a topic that there's a lot of people that won't have that conversation. I'm open-minded about everything, dude. I do not care about conversations unless people are just dumb in it. Because one of the things that I don't love is having a conversation. Like, I don't mind if someone stands on what they believe or whatever, but having a conversation with someone who is just genuinely insanely hard-headed hurts. It hurts everything. But I'll talk about the dumbest stuff with people as long as they're open-minded to just yap and they don't get triggered over conversations. You guys think you know the Earth is not flat because that's what they told you. Honestly, the Earth's true. I have never done the experiment myself. Okay, you caught me. I technically can't physically say I know for a fact it's not. Well, no, actually that's a lie, because if you're up in an airplane, you look out at the horizon, you don't see everything flat. You see the curvature of the Earth. So no, I can say that I've seen it being round because you'd see the curvature. Shameless self-invite, hell yeah. We are surrounded by an ice wall. All right, Cole. Cole, I have one question. And this is a question I've always wondered if you're truly a flat earther, what you believe. So if the Earth is flat, what is on the other side of it? Is it just a whole nother Earth that we just can't see? Is this what's on the other side? God, we are in conspiracy hour now, and I am here for it, chat. Just trolling Game of Thrones at this point. MD. Just by the way MD's talking, he's tweaking with you guys right now. Yeah, agreed, Cole. I'm the same way. Unless, like, if someone gives me physical proof that their stuff makes sense and I think about it and I'm like, you know what? That makes sense. And I will think about it. But I mean, I'm stuck in my ways for a lot of like overall ideology, I'd say. But I'm open-minded to hearing other people's perspectives, which I think there's people who are and there's people who aren't. And that's fine. You just got to make sure you have the conversation with the right people at that point. Joni, you think what's real? The moon landing? The moon landing's one where I know there's a lot of arguments either way. I truly don't have an opinion on it because there's just a lot of concepts in general. I hope it happened. Night King is coming for us anyway. The ice wall's coming down. Yeah, MD, you've had people that have actually done all of these statistics. But this is a good proof of why social media can be hell. I was living in a small town. Not bad, brother. Not bad. The only thing that I just wish is, well, sometimes, I mean, there's a lot to do, but not as much. Like, I can't just go walk to a store, which sucks. Like, if I want food, I can't. Like, if I run out of food, I have to go get it. I can't just, like, DoorDash something. I can't just, like, walk to a store, get a coffee. I got to drive somewhere to do it, which that part, But it's peaceful, which is why a lot of people like it. Yeah, it's definitely not for everybody, but I grew up this way. I actually grew up when I was younger in an actual, like, decent sized city. And then we moved out here when I was in 8th grade. Wait, Rob, that's a good question. Wait, other side of the ice wall. It's extraterrestrials. Nothing is imagination. A lot of these TV shows, you bits and pieces to things. I'm not a 10,000% right, but I'm not trusting the government. Oh, well, you know, I respect it. I respect it. But I just want to know, like, if Earth is flat. Let me find something. Okay. So like oh wait, got it. So if you think Earth is like this, right? A little circle and it's flat and we're on this side, what's here? Because obviously if this is flat, this is flat. But if this is flat, what is here is what I want to know what people think. China. Rob, that's if it's a circle. We're talking about for the flat earthers. Oil. Hell and oil. Got it, Cole. Got it. Bro, when I come back to you, Andrew, we got into like open discussions about shit, and this chat is amazing right now. I'm having a blast. I know some people are probably tweaking. Over what's going on in chat, but I am just laughing. You cannot dig to China. Well, isn't that because there's like lava? Isn't that the main reason you can't? How many accounts do you copy trade? Usually 2. If I'm getting, like, let's say I'm trading 2 and I get payouts on those 2, I can up it to 3. I'll buy another eval or 2. Chat, the funniest thing is chat was going so slow. We brought up random conspiracy theories, and you guys are fucking tweaking. And I love it. Dude, I just read your prior comment, dude. I'm married to the market. I'm rereading chat. These comments are making me laugh so bad. This is the best conversation ever, Vish. This is when I love this session because this chat just goes rogue. Cole, that's one of my favorite things to do, though. I'm full porting gold minis. Join you. Gold minis. I'm definitely not gonna be full porting gold minis. I would love to watch US score another goal. It's something I would love. Because that's the thing. I want to do double giveaways for you guys. You guys love double giveaways. Now y'all will always remember who his gold world is. One thing I will say, from what Cole said, there's a lot of people that genuinely reach out a lot wanting to join the team, and I love seeing it. Obviously, once Jake opens up spots, there will be openings, but at the moment, I don't think he's looking. So we have Oil Strong, Gold Trying. Biggest thing is going to be in 12 minutes of the 4 hour. You guys have kept me on an extra hour just talking conspiracy theories, just listening to you guys. Or Newton Einstein. Din, one thing like that's hard though, because we are live on YouTube. So whoever we would bring up would likely have to be decently vetted, because it's pretty easy to get rocked on YouTube. Obviously, I'm pretty sure you've been on streams for a minute, but I don't know. I wouldn't know the process we'd have to do for that. It'd probably have to be a decent vetting. Start a poll, Team Cole, Team MD. Vish, we're going to be thrown in a completely different category if I throw up a poll asking if the earth is fucking flat. I don't think I can physically, I don't know if I physically want to do that. I can't even imagine the people that have either, one, never been in this stream before and this is their first stream. If so, congratulations. And two, that are just joining in late and hear, like, reading chat and hearing the conversations. Wait, Din, do you have Rake's number? No, Cole, he's not snitching. He's talking about trying to be a guest. Oh, I just almost did the splits. No exchanging message in IG like twice or thrice. Oh, there's a lot of those. Yeah, Cole, you're good, brother. He's not snitching that way. Dude, imagine Jake joining this conversation high as shit at, well, now it's probably what, like 5 in the morning? No, I think he's 5 hours ahead. So 3 in the morning. Rain, what you talking about? 0.23 Bitcoin? Yeah, Rain, feel free to just send it my way. Randy, no. We'll get that correctly. Rake didn't ban the giveaways today. Chat gambled their giveaways away. So we're going to make sure that statement's correct. Cole, I guess I would need more context on that. Like in general, yeah. I mean, in general, I feel like no matter what, because there's groups of people that think like crazy things happen that never did, you know? And there's groups of people that think something never happened and did. So yeah, I mean, in a sense, no matter what, that would be correct in one aspect or another. Randy, you know the unfortunate thing? I don't know if you know this part, but chat also gambled the rest of the giveaways this week. We'll see if Jake's generous or not, but chat gambled with Jake a second time. That's not actually happening. We'll see. I would be shocked if Jake went a whole week, to be honest. What up, Home Depot? How you doing? Cool, me too. Yeah, agreed. Chad should stop gambling on stream and start gambling the charts instead. Didn't. The problem is, especially when you get into the morning session, they're doing both. Good, brother. Good. This bounce a fake out? Don't know yet, Jordan. Waiting for more conviction overall, right? The thing is with the 4 hour and ES, we did spike this prior low. We're holding at the moment. NQ is going to close horrible. But what do the other indices look like? I think we're just in a wide range like we have been. YM's closing at new highs. RTY is closing in a range. ES is closing in a range. NQ is closing in a broader range, but a weaker candle. So we don't really have this session. Yes, has been a slow, methodical downtrend. We did take a stab in the shorts, which unfortunately I lost on a fucking downtrend day. Well, a little downtrend session is what it is. But it's just, how does this hourly close and how do we react to it? Right now, we have a strong hourly candle trying to set. If we close this candle strong and push back above 90 on ES 590s, we're right back in the higher end of the range. And it can kind of play either way. BTTM is in. Is that a stock? Or is that a trading strategy? Yeah, just keep an eye on the dollar. Same thing as yesterday. Pay attention to the dollar. See how that reacts. Gold. Dang, gold ain't turning. Dollar keeps falling. Yeah, if dollar keeps falling, gold will likely try to hold. I still think we're broader term bullish. Like I even talked about in the beginning. I'd want to see a test of 80 or 70 for a potential long, which we hit 80, not quite 70. And it's just more so, all right, now what are we going to do for the overnight? I think the market is just trying to figure out where it wants to go as a whole. Do we have earnings coming up yet? Where is resources? Bada bing. No. No earnings yet. I think we're starting earnings season because we have Delta. So we're starting to get into some companies. Not for a day trade move. Yeah, if you're looking for a longer term trade, I like it. How you doing? I'm good, brother. I'm doing great. Earnings start next week. I don't know. Late July, from what I'm seeing. Yeah, last week in July we get hit heavy. So July 22nd is Google. And then the following week, the last week in July, we get hit with Microsoft, Amazon, Apple. Probably some other bigger names in those 2 weeks as well. So we got about 2 weeks for big tech. All right, yeah, we leaning bullish or bearish here? What are you guys feeling? Another rejection at 90, pushing us back lower? Also, how are stocks doing? Stocks seem to be fairly holding up well. MU's down 4% after hours. Nvidia is down 0.5%. Nvidia's been holding well. Qualcomm 1%, AMD 0.5%. MU's just getting smoked. Just in time for single stocks? Yes, sir. Dude, toasted. Do you know how crazy that's going to be? Single stock futures into tech earnings. People are going to yeet everything. By the way, chat, in a few minutes, I will wrap it up because we're at like the 3-hour mark and we've just been chilling for the most part. And I'm more neutral on the market at the moment until we get more conviction one way or the other. I think if we do get an aggressive downside push, my area of interest truly would be back down. We have like this 65s kind of area, 65, 70s. If we get below that, I'd be looking for 50s. And then obviously above 90s, you can look towards yesterday's highs. Can we trade stock futures at this time? Not yet, brother. Project 365 is going to get interesting after July 27th. Trade Rob, are you talking about for that? It'll get interesting during Jake's session for sure. I don't think I'm too interested in trading those. I would need, and yes, I think there'll be a lot of opportunity. Belgium up 4-1. Either chat is the worst sports bettors I've seen, or Jake is just the greatest soccer bettor I've ever seen in my life. Soccer, football, whichever you want to call it. Jake, who's never watched games before, never bet on soccer, is now betting on it, and he's 2-0 against hundreds of people. Like, what the hell is going on? But no, these single stock futures, I'm interested in it, but I'm not at the same time. I feel like it's kind of like IPOs. It's a concept that I need to see proven first. My whole fear about it is the volatility and volume aspect. I think the volume aspect is going to be very key because right now we have the indices with lower volume. How do you think it's going to be if you're looking to trade Tesla in the after hours? Chad has been selecting the underdog. US was actually the favorite going into the game. I'm sure globally they were probably the underdog, but into the game they were the favorite. Yeah, Jason, that's my biggest fear. And I know there's going to be a lot of hype around it, especially in the late sessions. I do not think the liquidity and volume is going to be there. And that is why, like, I get the hype behind it, but I don't believe it until it's proven. Cole, they will. There's a few prop firms. I haven't talked to the prop firms personally. I know Jake has. There's a few prop firms that will be implementing single stock futures. I'll be interested to see if it's a different account or if it's the same account. I feel like it'd probably be the same account. But dude, see you later, Piano. I'm going to be hopping off in a minute. Do you know how many people are going to be yeeting like Tesla futures? Jason, I would say with MES, there is. When you get to the other micros, no. MES moves pretty fluidly throughout the market, and you can tell just by looking at the overall price action on it. But this is valid. You know, you're getting valuable candles that actually look like candles, which I know that sounds like a dumb thing to mention that way. But then if you look at something like, let's say, oil during the early session, this is what I wouldn't want to see. This is what I expect the stocks to look like. Another thing as well, when you get into something like RTY, usually RTY looks horrible and you get these aggressive gaps, not the greatest structural candles because of lower volume. Same thing with YM. But ES is obviously the most liquid asset out there. So I think MES is fine. Obviously, you're going to get some slippage. You're going to get a little bit of discrepancy between ES and MES during Asia, but I'm willing to trade that. See you, Trade Bop. Vish, we didn't hit 5-1 though. We hit 4-1. So you're still delusional. Yeah, Din, you got to remember too the hype. Did you do anything special on the 4th? No, because I worked for my parents on the 4th. We had our food truck at a private party that I worked at. But Din, that's also where knowledge behind the sport makes sense. Because if you look at that and you know US should not be the favorite, you should be, if you're sports betting, hammering a line like that. It's like seeing an options contract that you know is mispriced. How dare you? Rav, what's crazy is it's self-sabotage, dude. And I'm going to be honest, it's going to suck if there's actually no giveaways for an entire week. I don't want to do that. I truly don't. Like, I like doing giveaways. So does everybody else. But I'll be interested in seeing like the numbers aspect if we genuinely do no giveaways for a week. It would be a real test of the overall chat and how dedicated y'all are. What's the most traded future during Asia other than gold and oil? Any Asia asset? Chat, correct me if I'm wrong. I would anticipate that to be ES and likely NKD for the most traded assets. Obviously, NQ is going to be up there as well. But I would say ES and NKD are two that a lot of people are going to be trading. MD, it is fully self-sabotage. Chat did this to themselves. But no, it'll be interesting if we do no giveaways to see how the chats react throughout the week and how the numbers reflect. Vish, that's the thing though. And doing it on the USA game too is crazy because you know the bandwagons are going to be crazy behind it. Like, how do you, even if I was in that poll and I knew nothing about soccer, I would click USA wholeheartedly. I would 100% click USA. Appreciate you, Rev. Yeah, I anticipate you guys will still be here. I mean, we're rocking, obviously numbers have been lower today. I anticipate that 1 from the giveaways, 2 just from the overall sessions, but 3, the game's going on and it is what it is. But we'll see what they are the rest of the week. Home Depot, how dare you? Appreciate you, Rav. It means a lot when you guys say that. It truly does. That's the real followers. It is. It will be. I mean, possibly a week of no giveaways. What are we going to do, chat? What are we going to do? Maybe the people not here because moaning US lost. I figured a lot of people probably were watching the game or out watching the game. We'll come up with it. Dude, that's the good thing about when the market's a little stagnant or I'm not like actively stalking trades. Chat will pop up random conversations. Those are my favorite. I mean, the US will get the bias, but even Mexico got voted to win. I mean, they did put up a better fight than the US, though. They did. Vish, was Mexico the favorite or no? Hell yeah, Jonah. Hope you get it, brother. Rav, that's a good idea. It's a good idea. Come like Thursday, we don't make it public and we do like double giveaways for everyone who's still here. That would be a great idea. So the people who are chasing giveaways is whatever. Zay, we're still just chilling. We're obviously been talking about the game, but we also got into crazy ass conspiracy conversations, which are one of my favorite conversations to talk about. Yeah, Zach, I'm hopping off soon. I was going to hop off at 9, but then we got into the conversations and they were fun. So like I said, even if I'm not trading, if chat's active, we vibe. We vibe all day and y'all know that. Mr. Conspiracy Talk, what was it? Zach, it was the good one. Primarily flat Earth. Flat Earth and moon landing were the main topics tonight. We'll probably pick another conversation for tomorrow if you guys start it. Did you trade on stream today? I did. I took a short. I took this short looking for 75 with a stop at 91. I went off the rejection here, 5-minute triggered. I added into the position up to 1 ES size on the account. Was looking for the continuation off this little support or resistance. And then we got the spike up to last week's highs and it stopped me. Stop with the letters. Zach, chat, I was laughing about it, but chat got a little into it. Heartbroken because no giveaways. Yeah, MD. It's going to be like that. It's self-sabotage, which is crazy. This one though, to me, like the first one I get, the risk reward on this one was just nuts. For the rest of the week versus 1 day of doubles. Do you OL puts? Duolingo? Is that what that is? I mean, this chart looks horrible on the broader scale. My problem is I would need the daily to give me some type of rejection and trigger. So if this starts rejecting and we get back below, I'm not a trend line trader, obviously, but you have something like that. This is just showing the current trend of the daily. We're in a smaller daily uptrend at the moment if we can break back over these highs. So it's not my favorite chart to short, but I can see what you're looking at, right? Kind of like just the overall channel we're trading. Looking for a rejection of the highs back lower. I'm not in love with it, but I also don't usually trade names like this that have been smoked. So if you're used to trading names like that, yeah, but that's not something I trade a lot of. Yeah, it's basically if it breaks these highs, it's likely going to rip. If it breaks these lows, it's likely going to sell off. Is how I look at charts like this. Rounding out to all-time high. Zay. You looking at... This is what Zay wants right here. Hang on. Zay's looking at this. Solid risk to reward. I'll give it to you. If you get that... Beautiful risk to reward. But I don't know if it's there. I don't know if that setup's there for me. Uber. See, Uber's different. Uber's weaker on the daily. I mean, obviously still in a daily consolidation. Same shit. Got wrecked. Now it's in a wider trend. Basically, you're looking at something around that versus that. Outside of, you're in the range for now. You get outside of this, you look for continuation either way. While inside of this, you just continue to trade the daily range. Going to be a midpoint somewhere around here that we're currently fighting. So you have the high, low, mid of the range. See how we react. But no, I don't hate Uber shorts on the daily. Weekly could be good as well. Monthly is more neutral, which I don't love. Could be a monthly lower high setting up too. I don't like how last month failed to go lower though. It's not my favorite, but I can see what you're looking at. I was mostly looking at how we're rejected off that daily imbalance. Yep, I see that. If you're trading the range and rejecting the highs. It's me on Rivian. Oh, I'm on the wrong chart. Hang on. Gotta go here. Oh, shit. Jesus Christ, dude. I remember when this thing IPO'd off the SPAC. This was the SPACs we were trading. Yeah, names like Rivian and Neo, I think. My barber's heavy in Neo. I know that. They're trying to get love, trying to find supports. Nothing yet, but obviously Rivian's a little stronger. Hasn't Rivian like not even produced a car? Nicola to go. Yep. Guan, if my hours are 7 to 9, if Chad is vibing or the market's vibing, I have no problem staying on. I've streamed till like 11:30 before. Normally, like if it's slower, chat's slower, market's slower, I'm off at 9. But if we're chilling, we're vibing, I'm vibing. I have no problem with it. Not true you've seen a Rivian truck? Oh, fair, okay. I've got 300 XP. I need to touch grass now. Top fans. Vish, you are number 1 by 75. I mean, that's view time, but also comments. You are top of the leaderboard, my guy. Haven't heard of Neo in forever. I hear it every 3 weeks when I get a haircut. I get asked about that chart. Yeah, ride Lordstown Motors in Youngstown. And what was the other one? Fisker, FSR. I've been here before you came on. I know. There's always a few people on like 40 minutes before I get on. Yeah, agreed, MD. I'm not watching Neo. It's just a name that I know that I keep an eye on because my barber always watches it. Those are companies, though, that if you pay attention to, because they've gotten smoked, if you watch their numbers and they're actually doing well and doing better, could be a really good long-term buy. We know Electric Cavalier. Chat, I think I'm going to start to wrap it up, though. Just because I don't see much to do in the market. Did you talk about human cloning? No, trades, we didn't. That can be a tomorrow conversation if you want. But I think I'm going to go ahead and call it. For me, the rest of the night, it's ES 590. If we get above it, I lean more towards the upside. If we get below it, I want to see 570 with an extreme area around like 550s. Primarily like 570s would be a broader target for me, though. Missed out on the lizard people. AMD's in a range. Still in this daily range. Keeps rejecting the highs, keeps rejecting the lows. Till we get out of this, I see nothing to do here. I don't like jumping in when we're in ranges like this, mainly because it just reminds me, Zay will get this, it reminds me of trading IWM. When you're stuck in ranges, you're kind of anticipating the overall breakout, and it's just not fun if you get stuck in it. Zay, I don't know what exactly you're looking at here. What do you mean this chart was at 240,000? The fuck do you mean? 240,000 to $30. Jay, you looking for like a weekly breakout? Probably up into like 45. Possibly 50. Something like that. Yeah, 50 bet. I could see that. But chat, I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up for the night. I think it's a solid time to call it. We're a little over like 3.25 hours. So not a bad little stream. Appreciate y'all being here, especially without giveaways. Unfortunately, we'll have to see what Jake does tomorrow morning with the giveaways because chat just got steamrolled in the sports betting. Absolutely steamrolled. They full ported CPI and it didn't work. So we'll see what happens with that. We'll see if there's any giveaways at all. At the moment, not looking too hot. But Alan's on 1 a.m. Eastern to 3 a.m. like usual. Jake's back on 8:30 in the morning. I am back on 7 p.m. tomorrow. So y'all have a great rest of your night, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Love to hear that, Mivid. Love to hear it. See you, Jonah.